And as a rapper, you know how frightening it is for a rapper to think, I can speak to this, yo, you know what? I'm never gonna rap again. Or I'm just not gonna rap at the clip I used to rap. I'm gonna take the thing I know how to do best on the planet and put it on the back burner.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Scores and Assists, where we break down the latest headlines and bring you fresh takes on everything sports and culture. From trending news to game highlights and hot debates, we've got it all. Hit the subscribe button and stay in the loop. So Monday night marked one of the world's biggest nights of fashion as stars served up their most iconic looks for the annual Met Gala in New York City. The theme for this year's event was superfine tailoring black style, the first since the year 2003 to focus exclusively on menswear. It was inspired by a newly unveiled exhibit at the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute, featuring the Black Dandy, which Vogue says examines the importance of clothing and style to the formation of black identities in the Atlantic diaspora.
Really spirited Andre 3000 conversation on Patreon.
That's true.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm. Bad timing.
And he must have heard us.
For us pros, 3 stacks.
He must have heard us.
He saw my shirt.
Now he showed up to the Met Gala with a piano book bag on.
Seemed heavy.
Yes. Or light, I'm not sure.
Or awkward. At the very least, you're going to smack someone with a leg.
Yeah, for certain. And he seems to have dropped a piano project.
He did, and I listened to it, and I'm ready to kick its back in.
I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I was trying to, not do
the
that.
The flu shit was cool. I can't really, it's like watching hockey or something. I can't really give no analysis on that shit. Cause
that's how I felt.
Yeah.
It's like watching.
But keyboards now, I know a little bit about the fucking keyboard.
This was bad.
And that was bad piano playing. That shit was the horrible piano
Let me throw him a little bell first. Just a little bit. He did announce on his Instagram that this album was made 10 years prior to the Flute album.
Don't care.
So no, but just so people know, he's not saying that this is like he's building on his musicianship. I just don't know why he released it.
He's trolling.
You think he's trolling for real?
Yes, I do. I honestly do. I think he knows the excitement of Andre 3000 new album is going to make people say, yo, is he rapping? Is he doing this? Is he doing that? I think he's just like fucking with people now.
So he's putting anything out.
But
that may be true.
He's doing whatever he wants to do, which he has the right to do. I'm not knocking that.
But why is doing whatever you want to do called trolling?
It's you're trolling your fans. You know what your fans want. You know if they see new project, they're going to, hey, we just want a verse. Give us something. So I'm going to give you everything but that. I'm not going to give you any words.
This person has not given you any indication that you will be getting words from him anytime soon.
I understand that. It's teasing.
So at this point, the fans, I'm saying, would be trolling themselves.
Yeah, I don't think he's trolling. I'll tell you why. In his announcement on Instagram, he even said, like, this was initially supposed to be titled the worst rap album ever because there's no bars on it. So he was preparing the audience by saying, look, there's no bars. Don't expect any bars.
I want to title it the worst rap album ever.
Yeah,
that's what he said, right?
That's what he was going to title it back then, but he held on to it and decided to put it out now.
That would have been trolling had he done that.
I think that would have definitely been trolling. But I think he decided not to do that and just put it out. I think it's more just the arrogance of an artist that thinks that no matter what their thoughts are, no matter what they do, we want them. Like, that, and the world's entitled to hear them. Like, this sounded like, I remember being in a high school band.
Yeah.
And we would just, we mess around and make little songs. That's what it sounded like, the level of keyboard playing.
Man, this shit sounded like when I got the keyboard when I was 8.
Like a Casio?
The little Casio shit that you could make it be the drums if you want. You switch the instruments on it, and you just start fucking around. You don't have no idea what you're doing. Or
it was bad.
That's what that was.
There was a couple good chords there, and I feel like this was him learning how to play piano in real time and just release it to people.
No, this was him before he decided to learn how to play piano.
Nah, this is like he learned a couple chords from someone. It was like, all right, I could put this together, and sort of did, but it's bad. Like the dynamics, like he's hitting shit too hard.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to play the piano.
He doesn't know how to play the piano,
and the cover
or knows minimally how to play the piano. And I wouldn't be mad if he took this and was like, hey, person that is really good at piano, this is my idea. Can you make it good? And that might work. Right. But him doing it, bruh.
Yeah, the one song that didn't suck was the one where
they all suck.
Yes, the song that sucked the least was the one that had the organ. I think it was track 6 or 7. It had like the organ playing,
Blueberry Mansion or some shit.
Yeah, number 5. It had some other things going on with it.
Nah,
and I still didn't like it. And then the one sort of chord progression that sounded good was just super derivative of a very famous jazz standard that's escaping me right now. But it just wasn't good. I've never seen an artist put out something where they're just bad at the instrument and said, "Hey, watch me play this instrument."
Badly.
It's only 15-16 minutes, the whole album.
It was the worst 15 minutes of music I've sat down and listened to in a long time.
I listened to it for I listened to it on the drive up here because I was like, it's only 16 minutes, and I hated every like I played it again hoping it would get better.
Yeah, I did never playing this again.
I'm never playing this again, ever.
Oh my God, man.
Never.
I hate all these niggas.
Why?
I'm going back to what I said, Dice. At this point, if you're buying these projects from Andre 3000 expecting good music, I think you bring that upon yourself.
Oh, time out. I ain't paid for this.
Yeah, I streamed it.
He don't get a purchase. He's off that list. I need to hear this and say, oh shit, he gave me something. Let me go support and buy that.
What I'm saying is this. Y'all are having a blast unpacking
how bad
sonics
this is.
of it, right? And great, I didn't buy the Flute album, and I won't be listening to this, so I can't join that.
I didn't hate the Flute.
The Flute album wasn't
I won't buy another one. The Flute album, he earned my respect enough. I didn't like it. It felt like I was getting a massage, but at least it was solid music. You know what I mean?
But part of art for me has to be the messaging and the intent behind it, and what it symbolizes. And I think in music is the only place where we condense art to just say, hey, it sounds good, sounds bad, it's trash. I don't know how that shit sounds because I don't wake up on the reg and put flutes and pianos on. So I ain't about to break I'm not about to break the tradition doing that with him. However, I think that this is back to my point in our Patreon convo with his album and how it wasn't no rap on it. I think he's one of the artsiest of the artsy.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And I think that now more than ever, we should be encouraging artists. You may not agree with how he did it, but we should be encouraging artists to not only do what's near and dear to their heart, but also to find a value in it.
I will say this.
Right?
What it made me think of was, hey, it's at least nice to hear humanity. It's not heavily quantized. It's not reprogrammed. No, on the piano shit that we just listened
AI
to.
and all of that shit.
Yeah, it's like this is definitively not AI. And that part I like.
Yeah, that shit is definitely
But
not
it's
AI.
fucking bad.
Hey, I couldn't do that, yo. Now, to your point, yes, and artists, we do want artists to explore and put their art out. But art is also subjective. Exactly. So I could go to a museum and an artist who bust their ass painting that right there, I could still look at that and say, hey, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I'm entitled to that as a consumer.
And nothing in what I'm saying is trying to strip you of that right. So I don't want you to reply to that. I think anybody who's trashing him should trash him. I'm just saying, what if he finds who he's looking for? What if
as a patron?
Have at it. Whatever it is that he's searching for and putting out these very eclectic, abstract projects, right?
I don't even think it's that deep.
And that's good for him if he does that.
What they said in the Flute album, they said the Flute album, the whole entire album was at like 400 and something megahertz or 432 hertz, 440 hertz, something like that, which has been quote unquote proven to have certain healing principles and healing power. So if that's his bag and that's what he's in, then the flute shit might have had a purpose for him.
So you believe that, but you don't believe the Kendrick people looking into lyrics and shit?
If the flute people, if it's moving at a certain megahertz, then that could be proven. I don't know if that was his intent. And again, I'm not I'm not saying that is it. I'm saying that's what the people are saying. But if that is the entire album is really operating on that frequency, then that might have been his purpose in his fan base.
I think that was intentional with the flutes, but with the piano in his outfit, it's like the cart before the horse kind of thing. I feel like the release of this album was simply just
to prepare y'all for this.
Yeah, exactly.
The cover is that.
Exactly.
The cover is literally him with the sketch of the same shit he wore at the Met Gala.
And also look at the timing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's exactly it.
I just want to say he has over 25 years of being intentional.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And highly eclectic.
You don't know him to not be intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, true. All true.
But this is still intent, but not for the purpose of
we know.
We don't know.
We don't know his purpose.
I'm just saying.
So we can't.
What I'm saying is, the consumer can say whatever they want. One thing doesn't negate the other. I keep saying that. Like, shit on them. But the music business today will do everything they can to keep you confined, or in a box. They'll incentivize you, they'll pay you, they'll bring your friends along, they'll take you to a game, they'll give you a card, they fucking waltz you off your feet so you can stay in the box. So the very few times that we find somebody that's gonna say, you know what, nah, I'm gonna do what I want, I find value in that. I'm not gonna knock the nigga for that. And as a rapper, you know how frightening it is for a rapper to think, I can speak to this, yo, you know what, I'm never gonna rap again. or I'm just not gonna rap at the clip I used to rap. I'm gonna take the thing I know how to do best on the planet and put it on the back burner.
That's provided
and now
for me and
find
my
something
family.
else. Dog, that is so bold and fucking courageous that it's like, at that point, why do we care what the retired firefighter is doing with his time? If that nigga finds solace in being in the garage and sewing and selling it on Facebook, who are we to fucking say, yo, that's trash?
Well,
That's it.
And my thought
I'ma
is,
say it's trash.
Listen to
I
me,
hear you.
not the
I got you.
and I get what you're saying, right?
It's just trash.
I think for me, it's that Andre has 25 years of being intentional. He also has 25 years of putting on high quality art, right? Whether it's visual art, whether it's the cartoons, everything he does is high quality. So I had a faith in him with the Flute album that it would be high quality. Flute album wasn't for me.
Was it not? I didn't listen to it.
No,
The Flute album was high.
No, I thought that's what I'm
It
going.
was high quality.
I'm saying it was high
Yes.
quality. It just wasn't
Yes.
for me. That's different, right? It's high quality. It just wasn't for me. This is the departure for me, not because it's not for me, but because it's actually not good art.
It's not good.
I don't really think that it's a departure, though. I think, in my interpretation, because art is subjective, I think that this was literally being treated as an accessory to his fucking outfit. Because
interesting.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because
Good job.
he had it for 10, 11 years and never did shit all with it.
Except send texts to his friends, he said.
Yeah, exactly. It's only 15, 16 minutes long. It's unfinished, whatever. But he happens to release it around the exact same time that the Met Gala comes out and he has this outfit. I'm looking at this as simply just an accessory to the outfit. There's a really, really weird accessory.
Then I would.
I think that's super fly and
Yes.
artsy
Yes.
again.
Yes.
If that's
Yes.
what's happening.
Yes.
Unless it sucks.
Unless it's a bad bracelet.
Mark,
It's bad
I'm not-
earrings.
I'm not.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
But I mean,
this
it's
nigga just put on a beret.
Well, let's be clear. The outfit also kind of sucked. Like,
So it's consistent,
I have a different reverence for Andre.
I love Andre. Andre's one of my
That's why I'm
favorite
saying,
I love
creatives
him.
of all time.
Andre, to me,
I think we all up here love Andre.
he's-
But the love don't mean we can't say, hey, we love you, but that ain't it.
No, that's true.
That's all I'm saying.
However, know that the person you're talking about, every step of his career since the beginning has been people saying, hey, whatever you're doing is not it right now.
Joe, what are you not good at? Name something you're not good at.
It's math.
Put out a math album.
Okay, right. So, like, if you said, "Look, I'm retiring from rap because I'm not going to do rap anymore. I'm going to do something else." You podcast it. You're great at this.
Like
So
the
you
shell
did it.
method and the disc method.
Right.
Funny though, I think podcasting is the perfect example. I just don't want to fucking take it there right this second. But it's the perfect example. Yo, I'm gonna not rhyme. I'm not gonna produce high quality art. I'm gonna just talk.
Yeah, I'm talking.
Yeah, but
But you-
that's a little different because in your rhyming, you were still expressing
talker.
yourself. You were talking.
You're a communicator.
Words. You were just doing it rhyming and on beat. So
You're
you
correct.
still talking.
I'm only talking about from the POV of the person that has to make the change.
Right, but I'm saying as the consumer of that
It ain't that
change, if
hard
you
of a
decided to say
pivot.
I'm going to now make, I'm going to start web streaming math tutoring sessions, and all your math problems are wrong, and all your equations are off.
It's different.
As a consumer, I'm like, yo,
That's
this isn't what
different, though.
this isn't
It's
what I
different.
expected. It's not a perfect comparison. My point is just
I like the comparison
bad.
and stay here for
Yeah,
a second.
I don't like
It's
it.
a bad comparison because
you could prove the math.
You could prove the math to be correct or incorrect.
But let me,
I'm-
whoa.
I'm
But
gonna
let,
talk about-
me, let me respond to him.
Yeah.
Let me respond to him because I like it. Leave those things. I like those things that y'all trying to take out. I went and started a math club, and all of my math was wrong.
yeah.
And bad and sloppy and defied all of the things that math yada 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 yada
Yes.
yada yada. I then go to amass a following of 10 million people. Let's call it year one. Not only are they going to come up with a new name for my math, but this bad math is about to be a thing now because I've amassed this audience. So who is it on me to? Why would it be on the person to say, well, we shouldn't start that person so fear-based. We shouldn't start that person with, hey, everything you about to do is wrong, so you shouldn't do it.
Right, and I'm not at the should level. I'm saying as a consumer, because I take what Aisha is saying seriously, right? You're right. It's not a good comparison because there's an objectivity to whether math is right or wrong. But what I'm saying is, as a consumer, I have a right to say, look, I expected great things from you because you've given me great shit, and now this is shit. That's all I'm saying. And when I hear the flute album, I'm like, this isn't for me. It's great. It's just not for me. When I hear the piano, I'm like, this is actually technically, it's not quite math objective, but this is technically bad piano playing.
I can also just say, as someone who produces music and who is not a world-class musician and who works with other people that are not a world-class musician, it's okay to say, hey, I have this idea. I can't fully execute it. Let me get someone who does.
Right. And that's all he can't.
I think that's fine. He's still a composer. It could still be his album, but it's someone that is really good at piano, or at least better than him, executing his idea.
Like, yo, if Hove tomorrow put out an album and it's him singing, all singing, no auto-tune, none of that shit, but he's singing, and he just sounds bad. He can't sing. He can't hold a note or nothing. It ain't gonna take away from Hove's greatness, but we're gonna be like, yo, my nigga,
don't ever sing again.
Don't sing like we can't tell him that.
Well,
but as a fan, we can be like, I don't want to hear you sing it anymore.
But I would be like, objectively, you're off key.
Yeah.
Like there are things about it technically that are just off for me.
Wait, and I'm saying y'all should totally be able to say that.
For sure.
Just leave some space for the people that
Who
want
wanna
to
support
see
that.
how Hove distributed this album, what his intent was behind this album. Because if Hove put out an album farting on his title shit, because he just closed the deal with Roger Goodell because he knew something was coming down the pipeline, and now on all commercials,
And once
farts
Cinco
are
de Mayo.
then I'm
A
gonna
lot of
say
beans. That was genius.
he's a genius.
He put beans
So
on the
all
album.
I'm saying
Cool,
is
but
allow space for the people. I don't know what Andre's intention here was, but he's been
I'ma
a
say a little bit-
genius.
I'ma say a little bit more to that.
He's been a genius as long as I've known him, so I'm just allowing space for it. And if not,
That's fair.
we could call him a duck.
No, he's still a genius. Even with this album and the Flute album, it's still genius shit. We just don't gotta like it. That's all. I'm not trying to knock his genius.
All right, no, I'm off of that. But look, let me ask you something. If back in the day, if you were great friends with Albert Einstein, right, and then I'm leaving this because now I'm just coming up with shit.
Sounds nuts
If you
to
was best friends with Albert Einstein,
Sounds ridiculous.
Sounds nuts to you.
yeah, but you know him to be the genius. But let's say he got to get a hangover one day. And now he just started talking something that sound like gibberish. It don't sound like himself. Would you discount it or would you still listen?
I would listen
Why?
because he's earned that cachet with me. He's earned that. He got that equity with me by being such a genius that I know him to be. Same thing with Andre. We run to listen. Soon as the shit dropped, press play. Andre is an immediate cop. Well, immediate listen. I ain't paying for it. But once you hear it, it's like, oh, all right, my nigga, you on bullshit.
You just doing whatever you want.
Yeah, you doing what you want to do. Okay, cool. This wasn't for me. Respect.
I think
there's some people
we need
that-
more artists that do whatever
some
the fuck
people
they
are
want.
I agree with that.
I think we need more artists to do what they
Some
want.
people
We
are
may not like what he's doing. I end with, I think we need more artists that do whatever
I think
the
we
fuck
all
they
agree on that.
That have the freedom to do whatever the fuck they
I don't
want.
think nobody here is disagreeing with
We
that.
all want them to do that.
But
You ain't never getting your Rihanna album, nigga. Take them flutes and pianos and enjoy it. You're never getting Rihanna.
we want more people to do what they want to do, but at the same time, if it's still, we want people to do it and the quality still be good. That's it.
That's a good.
Some people
That's
are
it.
invested in the art, Freeze. That's it.
And
Some
again,
people
art is
are invested
subjective.
in
There
the
may
art
be,
and
there may
the
be
people
1,000
and
there may
the
be
growth of the
100,000
person.
people. There may be 100,000
and
people
the
that
intent.
love this Andre album.
What scripts do y'all live by?
What?
What scripts do y'all live by?
What is that? What do you mean by
I mean,
scripts?
quotes?
No, just what script? For me, if I had to say, it's probably only my mom and my girl. Outside of that, I'm on my own fucking time. Whose script are you living out?
Nobody's
Nobody's
mine.
on my own.
Nobody.
Yeah,
That
mine.
being said, I will listen to someone around me, and I feel like someone around him must have said, "Hey, bro,
What you doing? That's all. Yo, what's this?
maybe you could try to like do it now that you're a better musician or something."
That would have been interesting to me too, to hear what he played, what he sounded like now.
You probably ain't played to nobody, and just this is what
I
I,
like the
want to
fact
do.
that he said he sent it to his friends on the text.
That's why I really lean into this was an accessory to the outfit.
So
And who's ever used music as an accessory to an outfit?
Let me give you a
know
quick
what I'm saying?
example. Hold on. Let me give you a quick example. You were recording Mood Music 4. I remember this. I walked in the crib. You were right into Inception. I walked in the kitchen and I heard you going. You was talking out loud while you was writing. Yo, let's warm it up. Microwave. Shit about to get hot. Summer. I say, what the fuck you doing? Because that's not you. You're too good of a rapper to do that. You was like, yo, don't worry about it. I'm doing something with this. You'll get it. Cool. So you could hear something that's not the person, ask them what they doing, and they just say, yo, I got this. Like you said, Andre could have told them, yo, this is just something to accompany my outfit. Don't worry about it. I got it. And you let them cook.
Yeah, don't charge me for that. Question beyond Andre.
You say something slick to this nigga with the funny flutes and pianos, he gonna bar you to death. I'm just telling you.
Well, maybe whatever it take to get him to rap.
Right.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take that.
I'll take it. Bar me up, please, and I'm a fan.
Selfish fiends.
If y'all,
Yeah.